Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. John Michael Salvato, your organic living and peak performance coach. And it's Monday and time for another installment of the Peak Performance Blueprint, our Barefoot Millionaire Mastermind Mindshift Mastery Series. I chose that name, I think, just so that I could improve my diction skills. Uh, the purpose of our program, of course, for those of you that are new, is just to give everybody that's participating an opportunity to choose just one thought or one action that they can take action on, one idea they can take action on every single day that moves us a little bit closer toward our goal of peak performance in all areas of our lives. And today I'm pretty excited because today is on the agenda was a topic that has been on my to-do list for probably at least a year, year and a half. It's been something that I said, yeah, every day I'm going to move myself a little bit closer to accomplishing that, and it's never really happened. And over the weekend, as I was saying before the show started, I wasn't feeling well, so I was kind of taking it easy, and I was either in bed or in the overstuffed chair next to my desk, and had some free time. And so I thought, you know what? Monday is the big day. I was going to wait until Monday and tackle this with everyone else, but I think I'll tackle it now so that I could do a screenshot and it maybe inspire people a little bit. And that topic is called Inbox Zero. Now, Inbox Zero was, I don't remember the gentleman's name, it's actually in the blog, it was a concept that he introduced a couple years ago, talking about how we could improve our productivity if we became a little bit smarter about how we use emails. And some of the things that he mentioned that just I thought were brilliant was whenever possible, if we could adopt within corporate cultures or our businesses an agreement with folks that whenever possible we're going to answer an email in a sentence, and that sentence is going to be in the subject so that we don't have to take time to open the email. And I think he recommended that you put like an asterisk or something as the first character so that that person knows they could read the subject and then hit delete. And the idea was that we spend an extraordinary amount of time reading email. And I had so many email accounts. I got rid of 9 last night that just really were redundant. They no longer served me well. All I had to do was go into Gmail and forward those emails, anything that comes to those accounts, to my regular email accounts. I'll leave those open for 6 months so that I can be mindful of anybody who's still emailing those old accounts, and then I'll delete them. But this way I don't have to check 14, 15 email accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share right now while we're talking and show you guys just what it looks like. So the idea is that our inboxes get absolutely cluttered, and to the point of distraction. And as you can see here in my email account, I've got 6 active email accounts that I work with in various parts of my my business and personal life, that are all active. Now, as of Saturday night, there were over 600 or 700 emails in the Prosperity Reinvented account. There were 300 in the John Michael account, a couple hundred in Team Vision. The 2 Outlook accounts had at least 500 or 600 apiece. And the Francis Maria one was actually the winner. It had only 50 emails in it. And so what you do with Inbox Zero is you look at your emails. Now my emails go from top to bottom, from longest time ago to the most recent. And so we're just going to look here, and this is a message from Empower, which will give me my daily total, and it's people who commented on my post. Now I'm going to mark that unread because that's something that as soon as we finish here is when I have my time slotted to check my email, and any emails that I can answer or deal with very quickly, in 10 seconds or less, a couple sentences or less, stay in the inbox. Anything that's going to require a longer response would get moved into a folder that says reply later, and then at 7 o'clock tonight, I will go to the reply laters, and those are the people that it's, the email response is going to take a little bit longer. So this Empower one I'll get back to later. Anything else that's not really critical, I'm just going to immediately delete. Here's somebody who shared my comment on my post on Facebook. See who welcomes you to Empower. See who bid on something you're selling. An invitation to some other site. Spam. 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 A comment from my mom on Facebook. That will get my attention later. Reserve not met on Empower. That'll get my attention later. Spam. And spam. So now you could see I use a unified inbox on my email program, which brings all of these emails together into one place. That's another efficiency tip. So I don't have to check all my emails separately. And you can see that I've got 3 emails left, and I've got 3 that have been put into the archive. I've got my junk mail folder, which I very quickly scan to see if there are email addresses that I recognize. And there are not. So I will go in one fell swoop and delete all of those. I'll come to my trash folder, which, just to give you guys some indication, I don't know if you can see it very well, but at the bottom of my screen, it tells me that on Saturday and Sunday, I deleted 2,851 emails from my inbox. That's what I was dealing with and what I was looking at every day. And some of these things, we can stop screen sharing here, and I'll let this go. I just got rid of 500 more just now. So stop screen share. Some of those emails were emails that in my mind I was saying, I might need this information later. Or what if I need to refer back to this person? Or what if I need to contact this person? And about 6 months ago, when my computer died and I got the new computer, I lost my email address book. And so the panic was, oh my gosh, what if I need to email somebody and I don't have their email address? The point came this weekend that I said, none of that matters, because if I haven't emailed them in the last 6 months, chances of having to email them in the next 6 months are slim to none. Plus, I can probably find them on social media and ask them for their email address. So it's really one of those things that just eats a lot of our time, and we don't even know it. We're not even mindful of the fact that we may be spending 2 or 3 hours doing email. As we're sitting here right now, a notification window popped up on my screen because I just installed the new email program, and I forgot to turn off notifications, and it's telling me 3 more emails just came in. How many of us, when we get those notifications, immediately go check our email? I took the email program off my phone. I have a program I can use to send an email if I need to. I just go in my browser to Gmail. But I don't want to check my email on my phone. I don't want to be tempted to look at new emails when they come in, because that's not. There are 2 times during the day that I check my emails, and that's it. There are 2 times during the day that I respond to my emails, and that's it. So pick one time early in the day when you go through the inbox and get rid of all of the junk. The second period, log in 5 minutes early so you can get rid of all of the junk, and then the second period is when you respond to emails that are going to take a couple of paragraphs. Somebody requires more information on your business. Somebody wants to know how they can get started. Somebody wants to know what you're doing on Tuesday. Do you want to go with them somewhere, and you need to explain why you can't. Those are times that, at 7 o'clock at night for me, I'm going to respond to those people. And then I use another feature that allows me to send draft message or to save draft messages for later sending. If it's something that I want somebody to get something at a specific time, because I know that's when they're going to be at their desk, I may say schedule this for tomorrow morning, so that it doesn't get buried in junk mail, because I know that not everybody is doing inbox zero. So If I want to send a business response to somebody, I may type it at 7 o'clock. And this is not about being rigid. If you find that you have an open slot during the day and you're not doing anything in that slot, you can't get out and exercise during that period of time, then then answer a couple emails. Get yourself ahead of the mess. As you can see, with 6 email accounts and an average of 300 to 500 emails coming in each of those inboxes every single day, it would seem like it would be overwhelming. But the vast majority of that email that comes in is junk mail. And for me, the big tendency, the big temptation is I love junk mail because I built my business on other people's junk mail. So I like to respond back to a lot of the people who spam me. And so I was reading all of these junk mail messages to see if somebody had something really clever to say. And if they had something clever, I put it into a swipe file so that I could use it later. But I just realized that wasn't necessary with my current business because we certainly have an abundance of leads coming in every day, and it wasn't necessary in terms of productivity because I was spending a lot of time reading a lot of really poorly written emails, and all that would do is just frustrate me that there's just such illiteracy in this country, and that people don't take the time to really care about what they're sending out to people that as that first impression. So I said, you know what, I'm done with that practice. That was something that served me really well in the 80s and 90s, but now it's time to move on. And, if I haven't learned enough about writing ad copy in 15, 20 years, I'm probably not going to learn now. So let's just, if I want to brush up on my ad copy skills, I can buy a book and read learn from one of the masters rather than hoping that the next email I open knows the difference between your with an apostrophe RE and your YOUR. So that's the concept today, is reaching inbox zero. Now, maybe for some of you, this is not an issue. Maybe for some of you, your inbox is always clean. Maybe you only have one email address, in which case I am jealous. I haven't had one email address probably since email started. I think I probably had one email address for a year. And then all of a sudden I had at least 2 or 3. And then 15 at the max, and that was just becoming unmanageable. So now that I'm down to 6, I think that's a really manageable size for me. And now it's time to hear from you. What's your thought about this concept of inbox zero as we really kind of wrap up? This is actually the last topic on our productivity section of the curriculum. So what do you think of this last idea?
Were you asking Sandy or Jennifer?
Both of you.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Sandy right here. I think it's a great concept. I haven't learned it yet. If I were to go to my inbox right now between my 5 email accounts, I would probably have 2,000 messages. But then every once in a while I'll sit down and I will do them by who they come from and just delete them. But I get that it's very helpful to keep it clean to begin with. And I have probably, I'm going to say 125 subfolders where I stick things in that I want to save for clients and things like that relate to contracts or business or whatever.
Sure.
So I do that. I'm very meticulous about putting those in the files so I can go back and get them quickly and see what I said or what they said or whatever. But I think it's a great idea, and I like it.
Well, and it's one of the things that he teaches. If you get a chance, Andy, go to the blog and watch his video, the gentleman who introduced this concept, because what you're doing is actually part of that process. Having the right folders set up so that these the things that you need to refer to later are accessible to you. Like I have a web reference folder, and that's where anything that has a password or a username that I might miss goes into the web reference folder. But taking the time, it's not something. I'm not going to tell you guys that I've done it for as long as I've heard his TED talk on it, because I just got around to doing it this weekend, and you saw 2,800 emails that I deleted. and then there was probably another 2,800 that went into into various folders, so that if it was good training information or good copy that I wrote. I have folders for those things. You don't see those because they're actually subfolders within the inboxes. But it's just about getting rid of what's in the inbox, because when I can tell you, it's a mindset thing. When I woke up this morning and opened my email, I was smiling ear to ear because I can't remember the last time that my inbox only had 6 or 10 messages in it. And I know that when I go check my email tonight at 7, there's going to be, to this afternoon at 1, there's going to be probably another 50 or 60 emails in there. But now that I've committed to the system, it's about being efficient. It's when there's a message in there that says it's a Facebook notification, I can delete it because Facebook already gives us notifications. If there's a message in there that says so and so forwarded your message, I can delete it. What was happening was I would see that so and so forwarded my message on Facebook, and I would go to Facebook. Now this is email time, not Facebook time. I'd go to Facebook, I would thank them, or I'd like, or I'd smile, and that just ate away at a little bit of my hour allotted to email. So this is just going to be more efficiency for me, and it's the whole idea is that we get started and move toward that goal. If I'd been a little more aggressive a year and a half ago, I could have had Inbox Zero a year and a half ago. There's actually email programs that help you do that. They go through the emails, they present the emails that look like they're redundant or that look like it's an entire thread, and say, hey, you want to get rid of all of these top 5 because all of the top 5 were included in the last one. And I'd never thought about that before. So there was a lot of emails that I got rid of last night that was that sort of case. I wanted to keep the conversation. I needed a record of the conversation for business purposes or for purposes of for evidentiary purposes, as in stuff that happened recently. But I didn't need to keep from the first message to the 8th message when all of those messages were included. That whole thread was included in the 8th message. So good for you for getting started, and watch the video because his video does a really great explanation of how he approaches it.
Okay, great. I will. I have one question for you. This unified email, is that a program that you use? Because I use Microsoft and I just downloaded the newer version of it, Outlook.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if I can bring in accounts that aren't like Gmail. Can I bring
Yes.
all those accounts? Is Unify a program that you use?
Unified's not a program. I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe Outlook's new version on Outlook 365, I believe they have a unified inbox.
I can look
I'm
into it.
90% certain. I just switched over to or back to Thunderbird, which is another free email program. The only reason I switched from Outlook to Thunderbird was that Thunderbird allows me to do templates. So there are some messages that I respond to people, and I really want a template so that I just fill in the blanks, and Thunderbird does that very easily. Outlook has the only issue that Outlook has is actually not Outlook's problem, it's Gmail's problem, in that some Gmail accounts have security settings that are much older than the current Gmail accounts. And so there were 2 of my email accounts that I couldn't pull into Outlook, and Outlook was letting me try, but Gmail wasn't giving Outlook permission to check the email. So that's the only kind of issue. If you have too many Gmail accounts, you might run into that issue. And if your Gmail accounts are as old as some of mine are, you might have that issue. But give it a shot, because you can actually pull in Yahoo addresses on Outlook. You can pull in certainly all of your your Comcast and Bright House and all those cable company emails and all the Gmail accounts. So so give that a shot. Jennifer, talk to me.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm hearing you guys talk about 2,500 emails, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. currently in my one email box, I have 8,400 just sitting there unopened, sitting there going, waving at me from the great beyond. Um, what's funny is, like, every now and then you'll see me, I'll hit a button because I get alerts saying, do you want to mark this as read or delete, 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 and I do that about 20 times a day. Hi, baby. um, but yeah, I desperately do need to just do a mass delete, just clean it out, because I have a newsletter obsession. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, I could use, someone sending me something every day, every week. Sure, why not? I still get things about gerbils when ISIS had gerbils. We haven't had gerbils in about 2-3 years, but I'm still getting these gerbil messages. I get things from stores I don't shop at anymore, and it's not for nothing. I really just don't even look at my email to start with. It's just, they're all just sitting there. The biggest ones are the ones from my dad when we're getting ready for our Disney trips and stuff. Here's the flight information, here's the hotel information, here's your ticket information. And I save those because I guess I'm kind of a hoarder. So it's like, I can't get rid of those. Those are part of the memories, but I will never print them out. They will just remain there until I finally get tired of it and go delete, delete, delete. I know that I've got ones from publishing the book. The first one, congratulations. I have a feeling I know how I am. I'm going to wind up keeping that one too, because it's like, I can't get rid of that. That's my first email. Yay! But yeah, I definitely need to work on my email, because I only have the two. I have the one for Yahoo and the one for Gmail, and to have over 8,400 emails just sitting there, that's just so sad. So yeah, I need to unsubscribe, and I need to delete, and it's sad. And one day I will sit down. Hopefully maybe it'll be today. So
Well, can I make a
I'll try. Yeah.
What I would do is I would first of all create a folder in each of those two accounts for important memories, and go through, put, as Sandy said, you click on the top of the column and sort them by sender, so that, because that your dad's messages are going to be some of that you want to save, so it'll put them by sender. You go through your dad's messages and move all those things you want to save. You go through the publisher messages and save those. Then go back to the email address, the email account, and keep it sorted by sender. And you could pick one message out of every one of those, crazy newsletters that you don't want anymore. Click on it, unsubscribe. Boom, you're done. Then you can delete the whole mess. That was actually something that I had to do. So I totally understand. There were some things that were, that are memories, and some things that are not so fond memories, but I wanted to keep, details on, and I didn't want to have to write it in my journal, which is what I used to do. So-and-so sent contract on this day, so-and-so breached contract on this day. Just save the emails, in the cloud, and but put them into a folder, because the idea is to get your inbox clean. And I'll leave you guys with this. The reason we do that isn't just because of productivity. Now that's the reason that Tom something, I think is his name, or Tim, that the concept was started was for productivity. But I'm going to tell you too that when our inbox is clean, just like when our house is clean, the energy is better. The energy flows better. It's a matter of virtual feng shui, even though the feng shui people will tell you that there's no such thing. It's truly a matter, because our technology has become a part of us. And so my suggestion is that feng shui does apply to technology, because it has become a part of who we are, and it is just another place that energy flows in our lives. And everything is energy, including your computer, including the internet, including websites. And so if we don't allow that energy to flow freely, because it's all cluttered up and clogged up and backed up, then it stifles the flow of that energy in our lives. It stifles the good that could be flowing in its place. So I encourage you to take a little bit of time, and you don't have to do it all in one day. just say, today I'm going to do the newsletters. Tomorrow I'm going to do precious memories. The next day I'm going to do, junk email that's come in and I don't even know why it's there. And over a period of a week, you could really accomplish a lot because you certainly have a lot on your plate. Sandy, I heard you open your mic.
I did. Isn't there also, when you use the folders, that goes on your hard drive, if I understand this correctly. So those are always back there in some hidden file that a techie person like you could retrieve if I have my computer crashes. Is that not correct? Is it not?
If you make a folder and you're using Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook, those folders are in the cloud, so you can always retrieve them. So the folders should not be on your hard drive. You shouldn't be moving them out of the email program into a folder. You should be moving them into a folder within the email program, which means they're going to be in the cloud.
Okay, thank you.
And the reason for that is if your hard drive ever did crash, if your computer ever did crash, if it was on your computer, then yeah, you would be at the mercy of a computer technician that could find those emails for you. Whereas if you're saving them within the email program and that's why I only recommend for email programs that there would be a program called EM Client, Mailbird, Thunderbird, Outlook, or Outlook 365, which is the new virtual Outlook. All of which, now Outlook, the regular Outlook, you are absolutely correct. The one that came with Microsoft Office back in the day, before the 365 versions. All of the versions of Outlook prior to that and Outlook Express saved everything on your hard drive. So if you lost your email, or if you lost your computer, or somebody broke your computer, then you lost all of those emails, and somebody would have to try and retrieve them off your hard drive. So yes, that was true in the past. If you're using Outlook now, which is a program now that's all cloud-based, and that's why Microsoft moved in that direction, is so that people would never lose their email. If the computer crashed, not a problem. You just reinstall Outlook on the next computer, or if it's an emergency, you could actually install Outlook on a friend's computer and log in, and all of your emails will still be there. Make sense?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I think mine is in the cloud now.
Yeah.
But I also use Carbonite, but Carbonite used to back up the ones that were in the old program.
Yeah,
that's why I was That's why I asked.
Good, yes, so your Carbonite or the other service, I can't think of the name, would have copies of all of your old emails as well. And usually, I think when you install Outlook, the new version, it probably imported from regular Outlook, all of that stuff. But anyway, guys, that is the mind shift for today. We said last week that I was on Mondays. I wasn't going to do these live. I was going to, or there wasn't going to be discussion. It's because of popular demand, we're going to continue to do the Monday discussions live. I don't think it takes any less time to do. The idea was just to free up a little bit of time for me, because Monday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, we do have a gold and inner circle level training, which is business training. And tonight I'm pretty excited about the topic on our business training. It's going to be all about the approach and how you get clients, whether you're in network marketing, direct sales, real estate, insurance sales, how do you get clients to actually take action and eliminate some of the escape hatches that they have that cause them to use excuses for why they didn't take action. So we're going to talk about that tonight. It's about a 30-minute show, and rather than a format where we actually have a lot of discussion on it, it's I'll share the technique with you guys. It'll be open for any questions, and we could be done in 15 minutes. We could be done in 30 minutes, but it'll be 30 minutes max. That'll be 8 o'clock, and I will send a message out to the entire group, because the entire group at the moment are all gold members or above. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.